Ending training.
So, funny story, I actually forgot about this game for 2 odd years. I actually only found it a couple of weeks back whenever I was sorting out stuff, and I was like, oh flip, yeah, I forgot about this game. So I booted it up, played it, completed it, and I were reviewing it. So yeah, hello folks, and welcome to my Zone of the Enders second runner review. So as always, let's start things off with the positive points. So the first positive point here is the gameplay. Man, I tell you, the gameplay is just satisfying. Real talk, the combat, the sub-weapons, and even your environmental objects that you can use to your advantage really does open up a good load of gameplay approaches. Something I think folk will definitely find enjoyable depending on your playstyle. Definitely something for everyone, I would say. Up next is the tutorial system. One of the things with mecha games is that usually there's a fair bit of mechanics and systems that you need to learn and work with. Thankfully, with Zone of the Enders 2, or Zone of the Enders second runner, whatever you want to call it, has a pretty good in-depth tutorial system, as you'll see here from the gameplay footage. Next point is the sound. From the guns, the explosions, and even the soundtrack. Real talk, I think I should have used my headphones for this one. With the main positives out of the way, let's look at the negatives. Now mind you, while most of these negatives can technically be counterpointed with the New Game Plus option, where you can start the game again, except with all the stuff unlocked, I'm counting these as negatives under the impression of folk that will probably only do the one playthrough, so if you're going to be doing New Game Plus, you can probably ignore most of these, but as I said, this is more so for folk who might only do the one run on it, so please keep that in mind for the negatives. So the first main negative point is that the game is very short. You can probably beat it in a few hours, but yeah, it is very short, which is a shame because of the amount of enjoyable gameplay you have from it. I would have hoped it would have lasted a fair bit longer. Now, as I said, well, you can do a New Game Plus with all the cool stuff unlocked. I know it kind of offsets it a bit, but this is more so from a story standpoint. Next up is the sub-weapons. While there's nothing wrong with sub-weapons themselves, the fact is that they give you a lot of them in a short space of time. As I mentioned with the gameplay length, it really doesn't give you an opportunity to appreciate the sub-weapons in your first playthrough. Now, you can of course do the New Game Plus with the stuff unlocked, meaning that you can play around with them, but whenever I did it on my first run, I kind of only ever stuck with like about 2 or 3, rather than about the 10 to 12 that they give us. Anyway, my last negative point is the voice acting. I know the game originally came out in PS2 in 2003, so I can imagine voice acting and translations might have been a bit tricky to work with from a technology standpoint, but whenever you have characters repeat lines when another character has kind of just said the same thing, you sort of wonder who did the script work, wouldn't you? And now for neutral areas. Honestly, if you do prefer a shorter game length, then you can probably count the game length as your neutral area, but honestly, that's probably about it. And now for my final thoughts and things. Definitely enjoyable if you have an evening or two free, or even just a few hours spare if you fancy a pretty fun mecha game to keep you busy. And anyway, I think that's everything for today's video. Just want to say big thanks to everyone for watching. Make sure you like, comment and subscribe. Cheers folks, and I'll catch you next time, and please enjoy the rest of the gameplay footage.
Enemy approaching. Close range combat type, Cyclops. Be careful. Enemy destroyed. Cyclops destroyed. Enemy destroyed. Enemy reinforcements are confirmed. ETR reaction gone. ETR reaction gone. Cyclops destroyed. Enemy destroyed. The gate to the next unit is open. Please follow the arrow. Obtained Metatron. ETR reaction gone. Raptor destroyed. Cyclops destroyed. ETR reaction gone. Enemy destroyed. Dash or keep your distance to avoid damage. ETR reaction gone. Omni-head destroyed. Obtained Metatron. ETR reaction gone. Obtained Metatron.
Henry G, this is Tabor. Container with the serial number including 5.
To turn around, use the right stick.
Please come here now. A blue container.
Enemy destroyed. ETR reaction gone. Raptor destroyed.
Please come here now.
Enemy destroyed. Omni-head destroyed.
the warehouse. I think I'm in warehouse A now.
Obtained Metatron. ETR reaction gone. Enemy destroyed. Raptor destroyed. Dodge the enemy attack with dash and attack at the same time. Mummy head destroyed.
Please come here